It's 18:30 GMT. Welcome to the Silicon Square here at East Legon in Akwa. This is MX24 News. My name is Godwin Nambo. Three big stories tonight as always. Now coming up, today is World Food Day, and we are asking, is dieting always healthy? And are fast foods necessarily unhealthy? We'll be speaking with a dietitian and some individual who are obsessed with dieting. Also coming up, the fate of the embattled Fomena MP Andrew Amakwesiama is still in limbo as Speaker ponders over a request by NPP for him to be removed from Parliament. Meanwhile, his colleague on the minority side thinks a request for his sack is unconstitutional. We'll be delving into that in the news later. Also coming up, Labour unrest is rising again in this election year, and the groups are the same as always. Is the National Labour Commission failing on its core mandate? We'll get answers very soon, but this and more coming up in the next 60 minutes. Efwa Evans Chinnery standing by with some details. Efwa,
yeah.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
World Food Day.
World Food Day. We love food.
Today?
I skipped breakfast, had lunch and supper together.
What lunch? You don't want to tell. What lunch do you have?
What we had the last time, you remember?
SOI.
Yeah.
Tell us what's happening.
Yeah, in our very first story, Speaker of Parliament, right, Honourable Professor Aaron Michael Quay is yet to take a firm decision on the request by the New Patriotic Party for the Fomena MP Andrew Amakwesiama to be removed from Parliament. Majority Leader Osei Chairman Sabonsu says the Speaker will, in the coming days, state Parliament official position on the matter to bring matters to rest. He spoke to MX24 News.
And the Speaker called to see me, and I thought maybe it was going to deal with that matter. Unfortunately, he dealt with some other matter other than that one. So I asked him, and he said yes. His attention has been drawn to it, but he's pondering over the content of the letter. Because we were in a hurry to come to the chamber, I did not really interrogate it further to know what he meant by still pondering over it. So that's what I know about it. The letter is now written to me. It's written to the Speaker. So if there is any response, it should come from the Speaker and not me.
In a related development, Parliament will from Monday, October 26, begin extended sitting to enable members to exhaust all the outstanding business before recess. Majority Chief Whip Kwesi Amayaotremi made this known when he presented the business statement for next week.
The Business Committee takes this opportunity to give prior information to all honourable members that the House will be scheduled to sit on Mondays, commencing from Monday, 26 October 2020. This prior information is to enable members arrange their affairs in order to avail themselves for the transaction of business at plenary.
Away from Parliament, the Inspector General of Police, James Opombuenu, has advised Ghanaians to go quietly to the voting centres on December 7 and cast their ballot without fomenting trouble. He says the law will deal with anyone who attempts to distort the elections on that day. The IGP gave the advice while inspecting a simulation exercise organised by the Ashanti Regional Police Command at the police training school in Patasi. The IGP further expressed confidence that the police will be professional in discharging its duties ahead of the polls.
This is to show how they will react should there be any of such incidents on the election day. While at it, let me appeal to Ghanaians that we should go to the polling stations, cast our votes, and do not foment any trouble. Because if you do, the law will catch up with you.
In some other stories, construction works on the Kalpoin and Sagnani Road in the Tamale district of the Northern Region have commenced less than 2 weeks after MX24 News reported on the poor state of the road. According to residents, the state of the road, which connects the central business districts, gets worse whenever it rained, and commuters find it difficult using it. MX24 Northern Regional correspondent Simon Unyan spoke to some residents who expressed satisfaction with the progress made so far.
Our plea has been heard. All we are just praying is for the government to finish the work on time so that our business will resume again.
Ever since the rain started started and the roads became bad, business has been a little bit down because when customers are coming and the road is bad, like standing to drop and then come to buy drugs, it hasn't been easy. But since they started, we pray they finish early so that our businesses will start.
And finally, Information Minister Kojo Nkrumah has revealed that government will provide security to independent candidates because they are potential targets of attacks ahead of the December 7 polls. According to him, its intelligence shows there are plans by unknown persons to attack these individuals and blame its consequences on government while fueling a narrative of increased insecurity.
In addition to the general improvement of security across the country, the security agencies who have some intelligence about threats directed at some specific independent candidates have moved to provide them with some extra security to forestall anything untoward happening to them. The brief I have is that there are some persons who are seeking to do harm to particularly some independent candidates from the MPP stock with the hope of having it then later blamed on the MPP as being an intolerant or violent enterprise. But the security agencies have quickly stepped up security for these specific persons, even while they deal with maintaining the broader security architecture of the country.
Those were details of our headline stories. Let's now join Godwin Number for detailed analysis of these stories. Godwin. And
many thanks for that, Afua. When we return from the break, we'll be delving into our three main stories for tonight. Also, business, sports, and entertainment is on standby. Stay with us.
Shop online, get free swipes, and enjoy greater security with a card that turns banking on its head. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
Hello, viewers. I'm feeling very frustrated and bored in Sambulai. I'm very happy. If you don't understand, don't worry, because myself, I don't understand. In this addition, Vodafone Ghana has now made it possible to send money from Vodafone Cash to all network free. We will cross over to our senior reporter for more details.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm standing in front downtown. You know, I'm learning to make a vlog. I'm not funny as you said. Vodafone, I'm not quite said. Ultimate Sanesika to Topia, Emily to Topia, Echo all the network. I will check couple with TC Montezo. Diamond Falcon.
Fifia, Matendo says, don't you put charges, Manome? Two, you blow charges on your wumlo, and the harmony. A bit of says, do not have charges or Clandine.
And I'm offending on me. He said, I'm a charges, no charges. I met J. Naka charges, I won't know. Many cafe BP. Oh, I live with a fool. Oh,
for me, I do a lot of online transactions. I think I see. See, the excitement for me is that I get to save a lot on Vodafone Cash.
Please put me down.
I'm so excited. I can now send money to all networks without any charges. Me ye jediniba. A bribia says me chia me juma ye fokan. Sika me chia se charges no. A do do. Nanso say dear. Me da Vodafone Cash.
Sending money on Vodafone Cash to all networks is now free. Send any amount of money as many times as you like to all networks for free. Dial *110# now to send money.
Anyone for Matumo. Video 2. Put him in car. And yeah, Musa Mame.
This is the red news. Apologize.
The future is exciting. Ready?
Nestle, good food, good life.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Welcome back to MX24 News, coming to you live from the Silicon Square here at East Legon. My name is Godwin Nambo. Into our stories today. Now, today is World Food Day. Food is vital for good health and ultimately for life itself. Now, though food is a universal need, food choices is specific to the individual. Now, William Shakespeare once said, "Things sweet to taste prove sour in digestion." Now, unfortunately, that is the reality among the 21st century youth. Many, especially in our part of the world, are moving towards getting fast foods instead of going through the hurdle of cooking themselves. To that end, the influx of fast food restaurants and drive-through joints have been widely accepted. These days, anything you want to eat can be prepared by someone and packaged for you at a cost. And so we have examples like brands like Coco King, Wache in a jar, and packaged soups, among others. And people prefer these options for reasons such as time, convenience, and a variety. But much as fast food joints are important, we cannot deny the health implications associated with food prepared at some of these joints. Today, MX24 was out to ask consumers what they consider when purchasing their fast food.
Supper and everything in between, food is practically part of our culture here in Ghana because a lot of people do take eating very seriously. As the world marks the Food Day today, we want to find out from food consumers, what do you look out for when purchasing food? Is it the taste, satisfaction, or health?
Okay, so like when I'm buying food, I just look at the taste first, and then the quantity here.
So when I'm buying food, I look out for the taste and the health aspect as well.
Whenever I am buying food, I look out for a clean environment. I also do not like a lot of spices in my food, so I look out for my health.
Not with the quantity, but at least when you are buying, you should buy it to the satisfaction of your money.
So we are here at a restaurant in East Legon called Peng Peng Restaurant, and we want to see how the food you consume outside is made. I have with me here Hajia, who is going to talk to us about what they do here. Hajia, good morning.
Fine morning, madam. Mpacho eduane ayekọ fast wa haye wache.
Adenti ana nkofo chose eduane.
Mpacho akra ha nkasa na omaniji wache. Wache ni tuozafi. Omaniji ho pa.
And now, World Food Day. Then obeka actual consumers or more beto wejiani no. What will you tell them?
Patronia kakra meka achira omone say omon koso mre to yeduane but so mu beto aduane so mu hu say ade bi wo ho a enya ma omo betima boy amane.
What she is saying is basically that they take the health of consumers very seriously, and so if you come here to eat food and then you find something wrong with the food, just tell them, they will be able to correct that for you. So it is evident that many people choose what they want to eat based on diverse reasons, but for me, I'll go with the taste. For MX24 News, I am Adwa Tinkrama. Happy World Food Day.
And that was my colleague Adwa Tinkrama. Happy World Food Day, she says. Now, joining us in the studio is a dietitian and a lady who is on a dieting journey. Dietitian is Madame Zano Billy, who is standing by with FWA. You know, and I also have by me Mary, who is a PR consultant and an entrepreneur. They are going to take us through their journey. And for our first question for the dietitian, I want to ask her the first question.
Really?
Madam,
I hope she's not going to chastise us for eating too much fufu.
I hope
the fufu we've been eating.
I hope not, Madam Billy.
At night.
Okay, so after here, when I close from work, let's say roughly 8 o'clock, I'm going to go home. Now, the only option I have available is the Indomie seller at my junction. Okay, good or bad? How bad is fast food?
So generally, fast foods cannot be flavors.
good or bad. It depends on what goes into the fast food. So for instance, if I'm having maybe a salad for dinner and it's a fast food, it doesn't really say anything. Or if I'm having soup for dinner at 9 o'clock, then it doesn't really say anything bad. But let's say I'm having a high calorie diet, or I'm having highly refined food for dinner, which is a fast food, then
that part, no, that's one. We want to know the high calorie.
Yeah.
What do you mean by high calorie? We have some photos on our screens. High calorie. If I eat plantain at 9 p.m., is it okay?
I wouldn't say it's okay.
Why? Why not?
Why is it not okay?
So so let's take the plantain on your photograph. So you realize that you have quite some plantain, some stew, oil in the stew. Oil takes a long time to digest.
Right.
So you're going to have dinner at 9 and there's oil in your food. It's going to take a long time to digest. And we're looking at ripe plantain, if I'm not mistaken, which is also very rich in sugars. So we are saying that at 9 o'clock, if you're having this for dinner, it's not something that I would ask you to have, or I would prescribe for you to have at 9 o'clock.
But when I get home, what would you recommend I eat?
So the problem is that we do not eat on time. That's why we eat late. So if you're having breakfast when you should and lunch when you should, you can actually go to bed with a much lighter meal or with a less heavy calorie diet. That's what I think.
Okay, I'll come back to the timing for eating. If you have something.
Yeah, but the desire for fast food, what do you think is wrong with that?
I think that basically we are unwilling to spend so much time in the kitchen as women and as men in today's world. But I think that if we prep our foods, it will make cooking it much better and faster. And I feel like there is a whole advertisement craze where we make fast foods look better than what we cook at home, and that's also an issue. So you have your children saying, oh mommy, I want this, I want that, I want that, because the adverts have made it very appealing to the children, and without looking at their health necessarily.
My son loves French fries. Is that bad? It's not, is it?
Well, your son is a child, so but the thing is that taste is acquired, and so even though for his caloric needs it may be okay, with time he would have to change, and by that time he's already used to that palate, so changing will be difficult.
Let me talk to Mary Jimo, who's sitting by me. She's a PR consultant and an entrepreneur who decided to go on a dieting journey. First of all, I want to ask you why you decided to go on that journey.
Well, I was going up in my dress sizes and my health. Yeah, so at some point I got really concerned. I mean, so it was a two-in-one thing. Dress sizes were going up, and then the figure on the scale was just not pleasant at all.
Right.
So I had to take that decision to, do something about it. And in addition to that,
Before you continue, that's you on the screen. That's you. What size is this? Let me ask you.
That was the size 16 dress.
Size 16.
Yes.
It almost looks like what you're wearing now.
Yeah, but
almost
it's not.
Like it.
Yeah.
Right. Size 16.
Yeah.
And how much?
This is a 12.
12.
Yes.
So you moved from 16 to 12.
Yes.
And you prefer being 12.
We're still working on it. So we'll just see.
What is the target for you?
Okay, I'm targeting a 65. I'm currently on a 71. I came all the way from 90 something after I had my baby.
Wow.
Yeah, so
you have a baby.
I have 2 kids.
You don't look like it.
Well, I have 2. So, it was coincidental. So I was ready to get pregnant with my baby. And my gynae would say, Mary, just lose weight and you'll be fine, So I'm like, okay, the numbers on the scale are not fine, and my dress sizes are going up, so I had to just do something about it. And now I think I'm enjoying the whole
And that's
process.
you on the screen. This is 12 now?
Yes, that's a 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. Well, I guess we understand why you decided to go on this journey, but some will also prefer the size 16. I mean, dietitian, people start dieting for different reasons. It's not just for losing weight. Others also like to gain. For you, let me ask you a personal question. Would you like to gain?
No, I think I'm fine.
You're okay?
Yeah.
You're okay this way?
Yeah, I think I'm
and
fine.
Mary, is that a plan for you? Do you want to lose as much?
For me, it's just a balance, for my BMI. Okay, I mean, the figures say I'm overweight now. I used to be obese, And now I'm overweight. Wow. I'm getting close to, the normal weight, so to speak. And I'll just rather a 65. I used to be a 65 some time ago, way back, many years ago.
Wow.
And I just feel like it's just healthier. That's my decision.
You raised health concerns.
Yeah.
What was the challenge when you were 16? What was the problem?
Well, you're not able to go up and down stairs. That was for me. I knew where I was coming from, as in my weight. And, I wasn't as agile as I wanted to be. And, I'll tell my guy, oh, Charlie, I want to get pregnant quick and stuff. And he would say, just lose weight, you'll be fine. So, you're breathing fast after doing very little.
Right.
You're not able to work out, as you'd want. So I just felt like, girl, there's something wrong.
How difficult was it for you as a mother? You started the journey after your kids or before?
After I had my baby. I give myself like 2 to 3 months to heal. Then I started. And for me, I just went straight on to do a low-carb diet. I actually joined this group, and they, gave meal plans and advised what's called with exercises. But the problem was there was a lot of salads in the diet, which I really don't like.
Who likes salads? Who likes salad when there's Indomie?
Yeah,
Right.
so I just had to pick and choose. After a while, I dropped off because the salad thing was just getting too much.
Speaking of the salad, so what were you really eating? What was
Okay,
it for you?
so breakfast.
Typical, yes. your typical
Breakfast
diet.
could be a bowl of oats. In.
I need this.
So breakfast could be a bowl of oats with some Greek yogurt. I usually like to add chia seeds. With bananas and coconuts. That's what I do, till now. And then lunch could be, I would rather have cucumbers and carrots and not mixed with my food, but, I'd have that separately. Then I could have, say, half a cup of rice. Yeah.
Half cup of rice?
Yeah, of boiled rice.
Okay.
Brown preferably. Although I get to do jollof. I mean, I can't do without jollof.
Right.
But usually it's a smaller portion. So more of your salads, but I'll just do, carrots and cucumbers, more of that, and then just a little of the carbs. I do low carb. I don't do the keto and all of that. I do low carb, yeah.
Let me go back to Madam Zanobili, who is our dietitian. Now, she was mentioning some foods, and I noticed something. If you don't have money, you can't. It seems like if you don't have money, you can't go on a diet, because we'll be telling you about chia seeds and cayenne pepper and flax seeds and all those stuff, and you don't get this in the Domain market or at Nima markets. You have to go to ShopRite or these malls to get these stuff. What do you do for some of us who want to lose weight?
Honestly, you don't have to get all those things. You don't need them. So the point, like she was saying, is to get a low carb diet. Usually we depend a lot on carbs, and Africans eat a lot of carbs, and so we tend to put on weight because when you're not using the excess carbs, you're storing it. So the point is to do low carbs. But the thing is, again, we are used to eating high quantities of food. So if you see a dietitian, you ask you for you would measure your weight, your height, we'll calculate how much calories you need to go through the day, and then we plan your meal to meet those calories.
Right.
Now, if you're big, you might be used to eating a lot of food, and so me planning your carbs and other things to meet those calories may make you hungry because the food will not have that much volume. And so that's when the vegetables come in, because we want to fill your tummy, but also give you what is just adequate for you. And so if you cannot do the veg, like she said, she doesn't like salads, but you realize that she said she was putting carrots and cucumbers in her food. The point is to fill your tummy and then just restrict it to the amount of carbs that you need to go through the day.
Right.
So you really don't need all this, you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
But let me quickly find out from her. Is losing weight a sign of getting healthy?
Not always. So sometimes when you're losing weight, it might be also because you're unhealthy. Something is going on wrongly and
you're sick or something?
Yeah, you're sick. So someone who has diabetes that hasn't really been diagnosed would tend to lose weight sometimes. So it's not always a sign of healthy living.
Right. Right, very interesting. And I think I'm going to start my dieting journey very soon. What do you recommend?
You should add exercise, though.
Exercise.
That's a very, as far as I'm concerned, I think the whole craze with, specific kind of diets, the ketos and I think it's just a lazy route. That's just my thought. I think that, great weight loss should be diet. I say weight loss is cooked in the kitchen, you know.
When you say exercise, home exercise or going to the
home,
gym?
I mean, for my baby is a year and 5 months. I haven't been to the gym, but I mean, from where I've been to now, I think I've done well.
I think you've done well. I think you've done well,
and it's been in the house. So.
Quickly, what has been some of the benefits for you? What have been some of the benefits for you after losing weight?
Okay, so I feel more comfortable in my dresses. That's
comfortable.
And there's this boost to your confidence.
Right.
You know.
You see.
Absolutely. I must say. You know, yeah, because you know, some time ago you couldn't just be in certain places because you were limited in the kind of things you wanted to wear. But now, call me anywhere and I'll be there and I'll say whatever it is I need to say, you know? And I mean, exercise-wise, I couldn't do, now I get to do a 30-minute HIIT exercise on the treadmill.
30 minutes, straight up?
Straight up.
No
so
stopping.
You're doing no stopping.
Walking or jogging?
So you're doing, say, no, HIIT exercise on the treadmill. So let's say at a 4% incline, and then you're running at about between 6 and 8.5 kilometers per hour. Wow. You could check that out when you go. That's
she really knows her exercise.
That's what I do. No, because it's been a part of me. Like, I don't think I would have come here without it. I had to do it side by side. And with my body type, I'm an endomorph, it gets really hard losing weight. You know, it's a lot of things in one, I must, and lots of water, I should say.
Lots of
At least
water.
2 liters of water per day.
God, you heard that. Lots
we
of
need
water.
more water in the office.
Lots of
Thank
water.
you very much. We've been speaking with Mary J. Jumal, who is an entrepreneur and a PR consultant. She started her diet journey some few months ago, right?
No,
right after your child.
Like a year.
And there we have it, from a size 16 to a 12. Amazing. And Madame Zanobili is our dietitian on standby. Please, before I let you go, so if I need a plan, a diet plan, and you know, an exercise plan, how much are you going to charge me on the average?
I can't say this on TV.
We want to know so that we can check our budgets.
No, but you know that there are dietitians in government hospitals and in private hospitals. Right. And I think if we want to see, I stand to be corrected, but in a government hospital, you pay between 40 and 60 cedis to see a dietitian. So, and then depending on how many visits things would...
Do you pay every time you go see the person, or you pay once? Just pay
I think you pay every time you go see the person.
Every
but
time
then the first consult is more expensive than the subsequent ones. Yes.
Right.
It's always like that.
I must say that she knows her stuff really well. I'm really impressed. I think she really does know her stuff.
And lastly, special request. The question is a special request question. Is it good to eat just once a day?
No.
It's not good?
No, not at all.
Then intermittent fasting is also not good then?
So skipping breakfast and...
It's actually the worst crime you can commit.
Joining lunch and dinner together.
So you shouldn't skip breakfast?
No.
What if you're fasting?
You shouldn't.
So if you're fasting, it's okay. Occasional fast, there's really nothing wrong with occasional fast. But I mean, skipping breakfast, especially if you want to lose weight, it's a no-no.
Shouldn't.
It's a no-no.
Some of us have been practicing it badly.
Yeah, so you don't want to skip breakfast at all. Like dietitians and nutritionists will usually say you eat your breakfast like a king, your lunch like a prince, and your dinner like a pauper. That's what you should do. So your breakfast is very, very important. It's the meal that carries you through the day, you know. And so sometimes you would come to work and things happen and everything is so fast, and then you don't get to eat anything again. So
having breakfast and skipping the others, it's fine.
If you ask me, I think you should have breakfast, have lunch, and if you skip dinner, I think that's fine.
Okay, skipping dinner.
Have breakfast, have lunch, and hopefully skip dinner.
You can.
Not,
is that you said you can, right?
You can. It's
not
not
this
a must.
gentleman sitting here. Guys, thank you. Snacks too.
Yes.
Right. Well, the world is celebrating World Food Day, and joining us in the studio has been Madame Zanobili, who is a dietitian, and Mary Jumal, who is a PR consultant and an entrepreneur. We're having a discussion. Thank you, ladies. Moving on now, the status of embattled Fomena Member of Parliament Andrew Amakwesiama is still in limbo more than 72 hours after his party, the New Patriotic Party, sacked him for breaking ranks. The MP who failed to contest the party's primaries decided to file as an independent candidate, an action the party's constitution frowns upon. This compelled the party's leadership to notify the Speaker of Parliament of Mr. Isiama's action and declare his seat vacant. But speaking to MX24 News, Majority Leader Oseiche Mensah Bonsu said the Speaker is yet to take a firm decision on the party's request.
The Speaker called to see me, and I thought maybe it was going to deal with that matter. Unfortunately, he dealt with some other matter other than that one. So I asked him, and he said yes. His attention has been drawn to it, but he's pondering over the content of the letter. Because we were in a hurry to come to the chamber, I did not really interrogate it further to know what he meant by still pondering over it. So that's what I know about it. The letter is now written to me. It's written to the Speaker. So if there is any response, it should come from the Speaker and not me. If anybody notices an aberration, right, it doesn't need to be maybe from even the party, right? So that is. Do
you get the sense there is an aberration of a sort with?
I said, if anybody notices an aberration, the Speaker is saying that he's going to ponder over the issue. For now, because the letter is not addressed to me, respectfully, I cannot comment.
Right, and we have Nana Obri-Boahen, Deputy General Secretary of the NPP on the line. But before we speak with him, Boku Central MP Mahama Yariga thinks the party's request to the Speaker is not backed by law. He also spoke with MX24 News.
Petition of the NPP asking that the Honourable Member of Parliament should be withdrawn from Parliament is unfounded in our Constitution. There's no constitutional basis for that. What the Constitution stipulates is that if you are a Member of Parliament and then you come to Parliament and announce that you want to cross carpet from the party on whose ticket you were elected to Parliament to another party, then you lose your seat in Parliament. And on that basis, you will be withdrawn from Parliament. You will go and then contest on that party's ticket and come back. If you are also a Member of Parliament and you come to Parliament and say that from today onwards, I no longer want to be an NPP or an NDC Member of Parliament. I want to remain in this Parliament as an independent member. Then from that moment, you lose your status in the House. You are no longer a Member of Parliament. You have to withdraw and go and contest as an independent member and then come back to Parliament. But if, in this instance, you are a sitting Member of Parliament on the ticket of the NDC or on the ticket of the NPP, and in this instance, we're talking about the NPP, and then there's a controversy in your party, something happens about primaries, you are not happy, and then you don't come to the floor of the House to raise the issue. Yeah. They are filing for nominations to contest the next election. And then you go and file to contest as an independent candidate in the next election. So that when you win in the next election, you may come back to Parliament as an independent Member of Parliament. In that instance, so far as the MP has not come to Parliament to announce that he is seeking to cross carpet or he is seeking to remain in Parliament as an independent Member of Parliament, the NPP as a political party has no constitutional right or power to ask for his withdrawal from Parliament.
Mahama Yariga is Boku Central MP speaking to MX24 News. Now we have Nana Obri-Boahen, who is the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP on the line, will be speaking with us. Nana, good evening.
Good evening. It's not Obri-Boahen, it's Obri-Boahen.
Obri-Boahen, forgive me. Nana Obri-Boahen.
What did he exactly say? What did he say?
Nana, please, I think what Mahama Yariga is saying is that the NPP's decision to declare the former MP's seat vacant in Parliament is not founded in law.
Has he taken the pains to look at the NPP constitution? No, we should stop playing to the gallery. He's a lawyer. He is a lawyer, a trained lawyer, a seasoned lawyer. And therefore, you stop playing to the gallery. You should talk like a lawyer with due respect. Look, the MPP has a constitution. That constitution was lodged with the EC in 1992. Are you following the
yes.
argument?
And I will be buying.
Then in 2006, the New Patriotic Party amended that constitution. Then, on 17th of December, okay, let's start from 24th June 1990. Then they further amended it on 29th August 1998.
Nana will be buying.
Further amendment on 22nd August 2009.
Nana, not to cut you.
Further amendment 17th December 2017. The MPP says that if you read Article 3, 9, and 10,
yes.
391 and 92.
Yes, Nana.
Forfeiture.
Nana, please. We do understand that per the NPP constitution, the former MP Esiama can be declared as no longer being a member of the party, but for
now
his seat.
Go back and read Article 97. 27.
Nana, are you still there? Hello, Nana. You seem to be having some technical challenge with our line. Nana can't hear us. Nana? We lost Nana Obi-Wine, who is the Deputy General Secretary of the NPP. We're trying to also reach the Boku Central MP, Mahama Yarga, on the line to have this conversation. But Mahama Yarga has said earlier in Parliament today that the NPP's decision to declare the seat of former MP in the Ashanti region vacant.
Hold on, boss. We are going back.
Decision to hello, Nana.
Yes, then go back and read Article 97G of Ghana's Constitution. 97G of Ghana's Constitution. I'm taking the pains to take you through. Now, a political party comprises of a group of people coming together, sharing the same aspirations.
Nana, we do agree with all of this, Nana. What we are asking is, why is his seat vacant? Because according to our research, it is he cannot be declared as no longer being an MP in Parliament, but he can be declared as no longer being an NPP MP.
Yes, the NPP is saying that he is no longer a member of our party. He went to Parliament on the ticket of our party, and therefore, by filing as an independent candidate, automatically he ceases to be a member of the New Patriotic Party. Then, just supposing that with the article I quoted, Article 97(1)(g), then it presupposes that if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to Parliament, to join another party, or cease to remain in Parliament as an independent member. That means you have vacated. The operative word is a member of Parliament shall vacate his seat in Parliament. Straightforward.
Right, but Mahama Yarga is saying that he's only filed as an independent candidate to contest in the next parliamentary elections,
that
and not this.
Wrong. That contention is wrong. That contention is wrong. Tell Mahama Yarga to go and look for the Supreme Court case of Mensah versus Attorney General, reported in 1997-98, One Ghana Law Report 227. Ask him to go and look at that judgment.
Right. Does that mean, Nana Obi-Wine, does that mean that the constituent, his constituents, will no longer have representation in Parliament as it stands?
Well, these are laws formulated by the lawmaking body. It is not my responsibility to give an interpretation or pontificate on morality. That is the position of the law. Take it or leave it. That is the position of the law.
Right. Thank you very much, Nanobi Boahing. Do we have... Nana, please stay on the line for us, please. Don't go just yet. We have Mahama Ayariga on the phone. Mahama Ayariga is the Boku Central MP. Mahama, good evening.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
Fine, thank you, sir. Were you listening to the conversation and argument by Nanobi Boahing?
No, I unfortunately, I am traveling to my constituency.
Well, he said the law is the law, and per the Constitution, it has said that once a member of parliament has filed to be an independent candidate, or in this case, filed to be an independent candidate, he must vacate his seat according to the law. So there's no reason for you to say that his seat cannot be vacant.
No, which law says that? The law doesn't say that. The Constitution in Article 97 says that if you leave your party, in Parliament, and you want to remain in Parliament as a member of another party, you lose your seat. Or that if you leave your party in Parliament and you want to remain in Parliament as an independent candidate, then you lose your seat. The law doesn't say that if your party sacks you, then you lose your seat in Parliament. The Constitution doesn't say so. And my position is that the Member of Parliament has not come to Parliament to inform us that he has left NPP. He has not come to inform us that.
But isn't that why the NPP has written to the leadership of Parliament?
No, but that is NPP sacking him. You see, there's a difference between when I leave my party and when the party sacks me constructively because I have a disagreement with the party. And so, if, for instance, the NPP government brings a law saying that we should all now start working naked, and I, as a member of Parliament, on the ticket of the NPP in Parliament, disagree with the NPP, and then I say I will not vote for a law that says that we should walk naked. And the NPP Executive Committee meets and then says that I'm being sacked from the party because I have refused to vote for a law that says we should walk naked. Do you think that the NPP should have the power to sack me from Parliament, to write to the Speaker that I should be removed from Parliament because I disagree with the party?
Quite an interesting analogy, sir.
Yes, so there's a certain level of protection that we are given as Parliament. Once we get into Parliament, on the ticket of a party, it is when we elect to leave the party that we lose our seat. But in this case, he has not come to inform us as a Parliament that he has elected to leave NPP.
Okay.
The NPP is saying that his act of going to file to contest in future, not even now, to contest in future as an independent candidate offends their constitution. And therefore, effectively, he ceases to be a member of their party. They are saying this. He has not written to us in Parliament to say that he has left NPP or that he seeks to remain in Parliament as an independent member. He hasn't said that. When he comes to Parliament in the morning, he comes and we know that he is coming to Parliament as an NPP elected member of Parliament.
Right.
Until the day he formally informs us, the Speaker, that he is no longer
a member of the NPP
in the Parliament on the ticket of the NPP.
NPP then.
And that he wants to be in the Parliament but as an independent.
Okay.
Or that he wants to cross carpet and come to NDC.
Well,
that is the moment when Article 97 catches him.
We'll allow Nana Obi Boahing to answer to that.
Yes. Can you
briefly? Yes. He says until the former MP comes to inform Parliament formally, there is no way the Parliament can declare his seat vacant or the NPP declare his seat vacant.
No, once again, take him back to the NPP's constitution. You see, there's a difference between expulsion, suspension, and automatic forfeiture of membership.
So this one will be the last.
Between expulsion, suspension, and automatic forfeiture of membership. Automatic forfeiture.
Well, Nana, doesn't the 1992 Constitution override the NPP Constitution?
Come again.
Doesn't the 1992 Constitution of Ghana override the NPP Constitution?
No, in the Supreme Court of the Republic as a High Court, expert examiner Rollins, the highest court of the land says that if there's a provision in the NPP's constitution and that is contrary to or inconsistent with or in contravention with a provision in the 1992 constitution, then to that extent that provision is null and void. But this particular case, if you look at the NPP constitution, make sure you don't confuse yourself with the suspension, expulsion, and automatic forfeiture.
Right.
As soon as the man appended his signature on the form, that I filled this form as an independent candidate.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much, Nana Obi Boahing, for that submission. Nana Obi Boahing is the Deputy General Secretary of the New Patriotic Party, and earlier on you heard Member of Parliament for Boko Central, Mahama Yariga, also speaking with us. We'll get more on that story later on. But coming up in business, Parliament has approved a $20 million financing agreement between the government of Ghana and the International Fund for Agricultural Development. Kwabena Ameya is standing by with that.
The Bible said that we are not of those who shrink back, but of those who believe to the salvation of the soul. You know, sometimes God wants to do things in circumstances and situations that when people see, they will acknowledge that this is not the effort of man, but this must be the finger of God. So to him, life meant Christ. Life meant living for Christ. Life meant serving Christ. Christ in you, the hope of glory.
ICGC Evangel Temple presents The Kingdom Culture with Reverend Eric Ampofo on MX24. This and every Sunday at 3 p.m. Don't miss out.
Hi there, I'm excited to come your way with football conversations, sports-related conversations, light-hearted, lifestyle-related conversations about the sport that we all love and are passionate about. Make a date with me.
You're still watching MS24 News. It's time to do business. My name is Kwabena Ameya. Now to our first story, Parliament has approved a $20 million financing agreement between the government of Ghana and the International Fund for Agricultural Development. The agreement is geared towards strengthening Ghana's food system and also avert the possibility of a food security crisis. Under the agreement, 5,000 vulnerable households will receive cash transfer amounting to Ghana cedi equivalent of $100. Dr. Mark Esibwe is chairman of the Finance Committee in Parliament.
This present intervention is to address the effects of the pandemic in the agricultural sector. The committee was also informed that the total cost of the project is estimated at $41.5 million. This is expected to be financed through the present IFAD loan of $20 million and estimated co-financing sources from the government of Ghana's financing of taxes and duties amounting to $5.3 million, as well as expected cash contribution of $11.2 million from beneficiaries towards acquisition of subsidized agricultural inputs. So, Speaker, in view of the foregoing, the committee respectfully recommends to the House to adopt this report and approve by resolution the financing agreement between the government of the Republic of Ghana, represented by the Ministry of Finance, and the International Fund for Agricultural Development, IFAD, for an amount of 20 million United States dollars to finance the implementation of the emergency support to rural livelihoods and food systems exposed to COVID-19 in accordance with the Constitution.
Let's do some more stories. A survey conducted by the British technology research firm Cable has revealed that mobile data cost in Ghana ranks as the 6th lowest in Africa and 34th in the world. The survey, according to Cable, was conducted in 228 countries in the world. There's more in the following report.
Despite the recent social media calls for a reduction in data cost in Ghana, a report by British technology research firm Cable has revealed that Ghana is among countries with lowest cost of data in Africa. According to the report, the average cost of 1 gigabyte mobile data in Ghana is 98 cents or 5 cedis 69 pesos, ranking Ghana 6th in Africa and 34th in the world. Nigeria, Ghana's West African neighbor, is ranked 58th with an average price of $1.58 for 1 gigabyte mobile data, according to the same report. Ghana, Zambia, Tunisia, Nigeria, and Mauritius all made it to the top 100 countries with the lowest cost of data, surpassing developed economies such as Germany, United States, Switzerland, South Korea, Belgium, Portugal, New Zealand, Norway, and Netherlands. Algeria is the cheapest in North Africa at an average cost of 65 cents, while Libya is the most expensive in the region. In 2019, Ghana again ranked 6th with an average cost of $1.56 per 1 gigabyte of mobile data, which was significantly higher than the current figure.
It's time to look at the performance of the cedi against the major trading currencies. Now, at the end of the closed business day, the US dollar was selling at 5.7 against the same figure. The US dollar actually enjoying some relative stability. Here also the pound sterling at 7.3, the buying price, and also selling at 7.39. Of course, the Japanese yen with a 0.04. And so, yes, those are the figures to rely on, of course, for the commodities market. Also, we are witnessing some significant gain. The cocoa sector will be happy with these figures, experiencing a +1 increment, selling at 2,382 metric ton per metric ton. Also, the gold selling at $1,900 per ounce, experiencing a 9.56 gain. Of course, the US, the crude oil also selling at 42.98 per barrel, experiencing a 0.53 gain. So these are the figures to rely on for those in the financial sector looking to conduct business. That's it for today's edition of MX Business. My name is Kwabena Ameya. The news continues with Godwin.
Kwabena Ameya. I still don't understand why the dollar is selling at 5.7, but we'll talk about that later. Up next is Business with Benedict Owusu.
Tired of you trying to get rid of me every chance that you get. My camp is in the trash. I've worked very hard to get you, Francis, and you know that. Because I don't deserve you. I didn't think you could handle it.
MX24 News Live. Up next is Sports with Benedict Owusu.
All right, thank you very much, Godwin. Now we'll go straight into our stories. And President of King Faisal, Alhaji Karim Gusa, believes the club's chief executive officer, George Amakon, is the right man to lead the club. Now, earlier this year, George Amakon returned to the club as CEO after leaving as Santo Kodoko. According to Alhaji Gusa, Amakon, his work so far inspires faith in the project.
The sponsors for the Chelsea, and last 2 weeks he told me he's going to meet some academy. They want collaboration with King Faisal, and me and him, we are meeting some businessmen in this country for helping. Okay. With him and me, if you go to we have high profile to talk to anyone in this country. You know about George Amakon. Saying George Amakon is in King Faisal, we have our name before him to come to King Faisal. But now, everyone respects King Faisal more than this, because we know George Amakon is with us. We went to Africa 2 times for this. We know what God help him then.
So that was King Faisal President Alhaji Gusa speaking there. Now, former Ghana player Michael Essien is hoping to take his coaching career to the highest level. Essien, who is currently with Dennis side Norgeland, understand in the coaches insists he wants to be one of the best in the dugout.
Different level than what I'm used to for the past many years. You know, I've been a player the whole time, and now I'm looking to, you know, change a little bit, or as you said, the same game by different work. So now I'm looking to do my coaching budget. So I'm.
Has missed out on the final shortlist for the 2020 Golden Boy Award. Now, he was named in the initial 60-man shortlist announced last month following his breakthrough season at Danish outfit Norgeland, but he failed to make the cut in the final list, which has been released. Now, Dutchman Rafael van der Vaart was the first winner 17 years ago, and the former Tottenham Hotspur man was followed by Wayne Rooney, Lionel Messi, Fabregas, and Sergio Aguero. In recent times, Paul Pogba of Manchester United, Raheem Sterling of Man City, and Kylian Mbappe of Paris Saint-Germain and the late of Juventus have all won the award. And that was 8 a.m. will be here on MX24. The news continues. Up next is Showbiz.
You're still watching MX24. My name is Amefachichi and I'm bringing you Showbiz. Let's start with twerk queen Cardi B. She is back with Offset after a month of filing for divorce. You remember Offset made a happy birthday billboard on behalf of their 2-year-old and surprised her with a brand new 2020 Rolls Royce. The luxury car also had a customized leather baby seat for her child Culture. In an Instagram video, Cardi said her filing for divorce was as a result of mood swings. She also said they are a young couple and they are still trying to figure out how marriage works. Let's check that out.
So when people be saying I be doing shit for attention, when this and that, no, I'm just a crazy bitch. One day I'm happy, the next day I want to beat it up and I'm a teacher. And then I don't know, then it's just like I start missing. I just be starting to like it's hard not to talk to your best friend. You know what I'm saying? It's really hard not to talk to your best friend, and it's really hard.
You just had Cardi B. Well, we hope she doesn't take us back and forth because, like, we are her fans. We need to know what's going on. But let's move on now to another America's rap queen. Nicki Minaj has finally revealed she gave birth to a baby boy. She took to Instagram to post a picture of a card from Beyoncé to show her appreciation for her well wishes as she mentioned how grateful she is. The rapper welcomed her first child with her husband, Kenneth. She didn't show the baby's picture. She didn't also show the gender of the picture until now. Let's move on now and talk about iPhone. Now, a lot of us use iPhone. We love iPhone. But it seems like everyone is not amused with iPhone. Customers are concerned. And that's because the new iPhones come with just a phone and the camera cable. No earphones, no charger head. And Apple has stated that those changes were to better reflect their move to being an eco-friendly company. As for me, I really want my earpiece. I really want my charger head. And I think they should reconsider. I don't know what you think. Make sure to tell us on our social media handles, MX24. GH, now, thank God it's Friday. A lot of things going on. But if you do not know where to go to this weekend, I have this for you. Starting from today until Sunday, that's from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m., art show Jazz in Shape of a Woman is on. The Accra Art Series is organizing an exhibit to celebrate West Africa art and jazz music. It's going to be happening live at the Under Bridge in East Legon near Peter Pan. You should be there. It's a 3-day celebration. You definitely don't want to miss it. This is just a perfect...
Imagine all the things you can do with mood swings, Efwa. Mood swings, divorce, mood swings.
They can make you act crazy, you know,
Well, that's just about it for tonight's edition of MX24 News. My team has been Benedict Owusu with sports, Kwabda Meya with business, MFA Chichi with showbiz, and I've been doing this with Efwa Evans Chinnery. It's a Friday. Take it easy. Have a good night.